Hi everyone, so in today's discussion, let's talk about the project management process. So project management process is the process of organizing and controlling all the tasks and resources for an interior design project from beginning to end to satisfactorily solve clients' problems, meet the client's desires, and provide a reasonable profit to the design firm. If you are somehow in a position where you are expected to manage projects for your organization and are feeling overwhelmed, it is better to start learning the basic stages of the project life cycle phases. The four basic phases in the project management process are project initiating, planning, executing, and closing. For project initiating, it is the first stage of turning an abstract idea into a meaningful goal. In this stage, you need to develop a business case and define the project on a broad level. In order to do that, you have to determine the need for the project and create a project charter. So a project charter is an important document consisting of details like the project constraints, goals, appointment of the manager, budget, and expected timeline. So second is the project planning. So it requires complete diligence as it lays out the project roadmap. In this phase, the primary tasks are identifying technical requirements, developing a detailed project schedule, creating a communication plan, and setting up goals and deliverables. Third is the project execution. This is the stage where your team does the actual work. As a project manager, the job is to establish an efficient workflows and carefully monitor the progress of your team. So lastly is the project closing. This is the final phase of the project management process. The project closure stage indicates the end of the project after the final delivery. To successfully manage a project, the manager who most often is the interior designer is in charge of the project must use both the creative and analytical sides of the brain. The rule of the the rule of the designer or specifier. Interior designers or specifiers can specialize in residential and/or commercial projects. They have made a determination that they do not wish to be involved in actual selling merchandise. Three are of special concern to the designer who does not sell merchandise to clients. First is estimating a project budget, second is preparing the purchasing specifications, and third is assisting the client in evaluating and suppliers selecting. For estimating the project budget, as always begins with the preliminary specifications. The actual cost of the project cannot be known until either of the clients begins purchasing from suppliers or the bid process has been completed. For purchasing specifications can be as simple as what many designers call an equipment list or as complex as formal competitive bidding documents. A comprehensive equipment list provides quantities, description, manufacturer's name, and a budgeted unit price. Next is the assisting the client with evaluation and selections of vendors the ana- who could supply. It is the another task of the designer or specifier. For that matter, the virtue of creating specifications, designers provide this evaluation process regardless of the type of project. Bringing the value to clients through design. Interior designer must be able to define the value they provide to clients in terms of benefits to the clients. If the designer cannot translate his or her services into benefits that are important to the client will not understand why the designer should be paid at all. whatever the quoted fees are. So interior designers need to examine how they do business and realize that in a highly competitive market, satisfying the client is the critical issue, not creating what the designer perceives as a great design. So here are ways that interior designers provide value to clients. First is they utilize products that can enhance the safety and healthfulness of the interiors of homes and businesses. Second is design interiors that can create atmosphere that enhance the success of a business. Third is a build reputation for excellent work and satisfied clients. Next is plan interior spaces to be functionally efficient. Create living environments that enrich the home overall, especially for the clients who have special needs, like families with aging parents or sick children. Make it clear to the client that the designer's role is to satisfy the client's needs and wants, and save the client's time and money through the judicious specifications of products and design concepts. And lastly is to enhance the financial value of the residence or business through excellent design. When it comes to explaining the value of interior design, your focus must be on the clients and what they perceive as valuable. Only then will you be able to convince your clients that it is valuable to them. Phases of interior design project. The common five phases are programming, schematic design, design development, preparation of contract documents, and contract administration. For programming phase, it is the information gathering portion of an interior design project. The designer seeks as much information as possible on such things like client expectations, functional needs, aesthetics, and factors concerning the interior space itself. The programming phase is also an excellent time to deepen the relationship between the designers and the client. Next is the schematic design. The schematic design phase involves the execution of preliminary design decisions. These are accomplished through the development of written design concepts, bubble diagrams, adjacency matrix, block plans, preliminary floor plans, and any appropriate design sketches. So this is a sample form of an estimating form to help the designer plan a literary treatment for a project. After the review and client's approval of preliminary graphic documents, the designer can move to the next phase of the project. Obtaining client sign-off is a best practice policy to help the designer to be properly paid for design work, especially if the client makes changes after the approval. Third is the design development. So the design development phase involves the final design. This is the final design decisions for plans, specifications, and any final presentation graphics. Depending on the designer's contract, he or she may also prepare construction specifications, at least at the preliminary level. It is critical that the interior designer conduct final consultations with any technical consultants to review any changes that were made after presentation of the schematics drawing to the client. These documents are reviewed with the client in a final presentation, before the contract documents are prepared. At the conclusion of the presentation, the designer should have obtained written client approval of all drawings and specifications. These approvals are absolutely necessary before the project is moved to the contract documents phase. Preparation of contract documents. The contract documents phase of a design project involves the final preparation of all the constructions or working drawings and schedules, and also the specifications, if required to build and install the design project. Competitive bidding requires the preparation of more detailed specifications than those used in most residential projects. When the project is to be bid, the designer is generally the party responsible for the developing the complete bid package. Next is contract administration. In the contract administration phase of the project, the competitive bid process is completed. Orders are placed for all the furniture, equipment, and the actual construction and installation work are done. For a project that was completely competitive bid, the interior designer's project management responsibility includes many more elements. The exact extent of the involvement varies by project and client, as many clients take on full responsibility for bidding or hire a consultant and other interior designer to do this work. At this point, please take note of a few key points of responsibility. First is the work supervision of the design team. Second is ordering of merchandise or letting of construction contracts. Next is the coordination and cooperation with the architect, general contractor, and subcontractors. Next is review of shop drawings and submittals from vendors, and on-site supervision of construction and installations to the extent permitted of jurisdictional regulations. Transmittal letter. This form letter can be used for many purposes. It can be sent to the client, consulting architects or engineers, subcontractors, leasing agents, manufacturers, or any else who is involved with or has interested in the project. So this letter is designed to eliminate the need to write a separate letter or memo each time the designer transmits or asks for information. The fill-in-the-blank format makes it easy to use for a variety of purposes, so it is most commonly sent with materials or drawings of any kind. Project delivery method. So this type of delivery method is often referred to as design negotiate build or design bid build. For the most part, this is the main way residential projects are delivered. Many commercial projects are also delivered in this way. This type of delivery method is often referred as a design build, and by going to a design build delivery method, the project can be more often be fast-tracked. And fast-tracking is just what it sounds like, a process to complete the project very quickly. Stakeholders. The most important stakeholder is the client. Clients expect the project manager to keep them informed of the progress of the project. Some expect constant updates, while others are satisfied with weekly or even on large projects, or monthly updates. This might take the form of telephone calls, emails, memos, or other communications with the client. Information is important to most clients. Many want to feel in control and believe that being informed is how they can maintain control. So here are a few more key issues in working with clients. First is some want to clarify and understand the project process, so a clear scope of services set up in logical and project order assist with this. Clients who have not worked with an interior designer before they often require more education on the process. Next is clients enjoy visiting the job site, but sometimes these visits cause problems for the project manager, designer, and contractors. And lastly is it is important that the client refrain from directly instructing workers on the job site. So other possible project stakeholders include design staff, technical consultants, and vendors. Second is the lead designer, who may or may not also be the project manager. Next is the technical consultants. Next are the vendors, so they provide product information, pricing, samples, and other assistance that might be needed. And lastly is the general contractor and subcontractors. So instructions to the general contractor and the subcontractors must come from the project manager. Selecting a project team. In selecting a project team, it involves careful evaluation of each member's qualifications and skills, experience with live projects, and availability. A team must also be built upon delegate responsibility, trust, and strong relationship between the team members. An important part of a well-functioning team is the delegation of work by the team leader. The leader cannot do it all himself or herself. That is why the team is needed. Too many leaders, however, cannot really let go and end up micromanaging the other members. So once work is delegated and responsibility is assigned to team members, the leader must allow the team members to do their job. If you work for a sole practitioner or any small design firm, your willingness and ability to be a team player are crucial. Each individual in the company has role in the team, though sometimes it is not very glamorous. So the team member must put their egos on hold and work cooperatively with the other members. Negative thinking, especially about the other team members, must be curtailed for the good of the team. Next is forcing other team members to go along with your ideas can be construed as unethical. Team members should feel that they are being heard. And lastly, remember that when the team wins, the individual wins.